Clark and Kate Martin. Kyle?
Kyle Huseman, Hawkeye Report. Kind of want to hear both of your answers on this one. Just what are your initial thoughts on watching West Virginia? Looks like they play a pretty aggressive style of defense, both half court and full court. Just kind of curious to hear what you guys have seen from watching film on them.
Yeah, they hang their hat on defense. They're a really good defensive team, and they try to turn you over, full court press. And we've seen a lot of teams do that to us this year. But, yeah, they're definitely going to try to speed you up and want to turn you over. And so that's how they get into their offense, really, is they turn defense into offense. So we're just going to have to stay composed and handle their pressure.
Yeah, like Kate said, they're going to want to turn us over, and that's exactly what they did at Princeton last night in the third quarter. And I think that was kind of the point in which the game changed. They're one of those teams that really feeds off of turnovers. One turnover can turn into 5 for a team. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing, is taking care of the ball. And we expect them to play some zone, play some man. That's what we're prepped for. And it'll be a good battle. They have good guards on their team. They're long. They're athletic. So I think the biggest thing for us is going to be taking care of the ball.
Luke Blaine, Daily Athenaeum. Caitlin, you spoke a little bit on the guard play from WVU. A big part of that is J.J. Quinterly. What have you seen from them as a whole, but also on her in specific as a player and a defender?
Yeah, I think their guard play is really where they thrive offensively, and that's going to be something that we really focus on. I think, JJ specifically is somebody that really is going to put her head down and want to get to the basket, and I think that goes for all their guards, and that's kind of, what they hang their hat on. They're capable shooters, but I think they want to drive first and create opportunities there. So we'll throw a few different things at them, and, they're a really good team. They run some really good stuff. We've been prepping for them for a few days, going through their actions, and I think that'll be the biggest thing. And obviously, she's a great defender, too. They're all good defenders, 1 through 5, and being able to handle the pressure and not let one turnover turn into multiple turnovers and then start stacking up. And I think just staying patient and running our offense and running our stuff will be really good.
In the middle back, Scott. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Dennis Dodd, CBS Sports. From both you guys, just dealing with the emotions of the last home game. This could be it.
Oh, geez. Why'd you say that? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's definitely bittersweet, and I feel really grateful to have extended my time into 6 years, and I've gotten to play a lot of games out here on this court, and I feel really grateful for that. And so just staying in the moment, and, we can deal with that after the game, but first we're obviously focused on getting a victory tomorrow, and just enjoying every single moment with our teammates, trying to have fun out there and smile a lot and just play some basketball. But yeah, I don't think it'll hit me until the season's really over, but I feel lucky that we've gotten 2 extra home games on our home court here.
Yeah, what she said, I would echo all of that. And I think the biggest thing is just being grateful. Like, how lucky are we that we get to play 2 March Madness games on our home court in front of our fans, and never letting that opportunity pass us by. And like Kate said, it's all business. We're going to be locked in. I don't think any of us 5 seniors are really going to be thinking oh my gosh, this is our last game. I think it's, the environment is too competitive. You're wanting to win so hard. That's not really what you're focused on. And like she said, I feel like that is something that'll hit you either after the game or once the season ends. And but I think more than anything, we need to use the crowd to our advantage. Having 15,000 people that want to cheer for you, that's huge.
For sure. Thanks. In the middle.
Hi, Scott Docterman with The Athletic. This question's for Caitlin. To your left is Kate Martin, who you've played with for a long, long time. How has she impacted your career at Iowa? In what ways? And then also University of Iowa athletics.
Oh, wow. I think the thing about Kate is she's been somebody that's been here with me through it all, and it's kind of crazy to think about. When I first stepped on campus, Kate was already a captain. She was in her junior season. She was 2 years older than me. She was somebody I admired and looked up to, and then somebody that became one of my best friends. And I think everybody in our locker room and even the coaches would say she's somebody that we all learn from every single day, somebody that always has our back, somebody that is one of the best leaders any of us have ever been around. And I think the coaches would even say that. I feel like the coaches have even learned a lot from Kate and how she goes about her business and what she does on a day-to-day basis. But I don't know, I'll miss playing with her. She's just somebody that has really been there for me. She's somebody that's wired the same way as me. And at times that means me and Kate butt heads, but at the end of the day, we know how much we love each other. We step off the court and it doesn't matter. We just make each other better. But I think I think for myself, the thing that I'm going to miss the most is just being around her every day. As somebody that's one of her best friends, she's one of mine, and it's been fun to see her evolution as a basketball player. I think, to me, she's a pro. She's somebody that should be drafted. She's somebody that can offer a lot to a professional organization, and if not, she'll make a really good coach one day. So I've been very lucky over the course of my 4 years. Thanks, Caitlin.
Aaron Parker, U92 Radio. This is for both of you. Harrison and Quinterly on WVU's side, both top 15 in the nation in steals per game respectively. Mm-hmm. Does that guard play remind you of anybody in the Big Ten, or do they seem to pose a completely different threat?
No, I feel like with their press and their pressure, kind of reminds me of Penn State a little bit. But it definitely reminds me of Georgia a little bit from last year, and they like to go back into their zone after their press sometimes. And so, I don't know. I just think they're really active, and they like to put ball pressure, and they just kind of want to get in your face and intimidate you. And we're just going to have to really stay composed and handle that. And if people are doing that to you, then there's counter options, and we're going to have to take advantage.
Yeah,
Caitlin, go ahead.
I would say the same. I think within the Big Ten, they kind of remind me of Illinois with really good guard play at the guard position. I think also additionally with the way they press, I would say Ohio State. Those two teams kind of combined, but they're unique in their own ways. I think they run a lot of good stuff. I think they have they rotate quite a few post players in and out of the game, and all those post players are kind of unique in their own way. Some can shoot, some don't shoot as much. So I think the biggest thing is knowing our scout. It's easier when you're in the Big Ten and you're really familiar with teams, and you get in these situations and you have a couple days to prep for a team like this. You really got to know your scout. You got to watch extra film. But like I said, really good guard play. They're going to want to create turnovers. They're going to get their hands in the passing lanes. It's going to be a physical game. You can't expect the refs to call, fouls 94 feet. That's just not how it's going to go. That's not how you want it to go. We don't want to get in a free throw shooting contest. But yeah, they're very fundamentally sound. They're well coached, and I expect it to be a really good game.
Here in the front row.
Caitlin, you've said all along, by the time, especially you get to the second round, every game is dangerous. Mm-hmm. You've reiterated that. We saw Ohio State lost today on their home court. You guys have been through that before. Is there any key when you're sort of the favored team, but there's a lot of pressure on you to sort of make sure the underdog, if you will, doesn't get a foothold in the game? Or do you think about it from that standpoint?
I think coming out with a strong start will be really important for us, but I think that goes for any game. You want to come out and set the tone, but also our group has played in quite a few March Madness games where we didn't come out and set the tone, and we were able to take a breath and respond. And I think understanding, we're not going to win by 25 points. That's not what this is at this point. It's going to come down to single possessions. You have to execute possessions. You need to get boards. We need to not turn the ball over. Little things like that, and that's kind of what Coach Bluter's been preaching. But yeah, I think our group knows better than anybody. This is a game that it's going to be close. Every team that you play from here on out is a top 25 team. Doesn't really matter what number is next to your name. It's going to be a great battle, and that's what makes this tournament so fun. And you got to come ready to play. And like Kate said earlier, they do remind us of Georgia in a way. And Georgia gave us a great battle. We only won by I think 6 points, or it was 2 points with like a minute to go. So just shows how important singular possessions are in these type of games.
Mike?
Mike Halas from the Cedar Rapids Gazette. For Caitlin, with the 13 days between games, that's a long time in basketball. Was it any harder keeping your mind relaxed, mostly ignoring the outside world, all the talk about you and just everything that surrounds you?
Honestly, it was nice to have a couple of weeks off, especially after playing 3 games in 3 days of the Big Ten tournament. And I don't think it's any different than what I've experienced over the last 2 years. I think I've been able to kind of, step away and focus on my business and what that is, and that's on helping this team win. And certainly I know that spotlight's there. Certainly I know that pressure's there, but that's not anything you ever shy away from. I wouldn't want it any other way. And I think it's something this team has deserved and really earned over the course of the last 2 years, obviously with our run in March Madness, but I'm not sure a lot of people coming into this year would have thought we would be a 1 seed in this tournament and had the year that we did, losing Mon and McKenna. I feel like a lot of people on our team has really stepped up into roles that maybe they didn't have last year, and I'm really proud of them. So I think the biggest thing, our team just needs to remember is, we worked for this, we've earned it. Sure, there's pressure, but that's not anything you shy away from. We've performed to that level all year long. And these are some of the most fun moments of basketball right now. So just enjoy that and continue to rise to the occasion.
Hello, good afternoon. Remy Verano for the French TV. Question to Caitlin. I know we're still in the middle of the college tournament, but thinking about the years to come, about your future, what kind of a champion and what kind of a person and of a personality would you love to become?
Oh, geez. You asked the hard questions. It's
You can't
impressive.
Google me on this, it doesn't exist yet, so.
Did you Google it last night? Okay. I don't know. I think the way I've gone about my college career is how I want to continue to live the rest of my life, whether it's playing professional basketball, whether it's, my dreams outside of basketball. I think that's what has allowed me so much success as a basketball player is everything I do is the same way I live my personal life. I want to give a full effort. I want to, rely on a team and other people around me. I know not everything can be done by myself, and I have a lot of people that support me, whether it's my teammates, whether it's my coaches, whether it's my family, and I have a lot of goals and aspirations in basketball and enjoying that. But at the end of the day, basketball isn't like the end all be all for me. I know, I told my mom earlier this week, I know I can hold my head high whatever happens in this tournament because, I've given my heart and soul to this program, and so have my teammates, and I've loved every single second of wearing Iowa across my chest. And I think that goes for everything that I do in my life. I do it with, 110% effort, and maybe at times that's bad, but, that's just kind of how I go about my life. And I think that's what, I'm going to continue to do as I become a professional working adult. And I think it would be the same for any other normal individual, too.
In the middle there.
Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. Kate, question for you. Caitlin had some nice praise for what she's learned from you over the last few years. I'm curious if we can turn the tables a little bit. Obviously, you're 2 years older, had some college experience before she was here, but over the last 4 years, what have you learned from Caitlin?
Yeah, well, great question. Gosh, Caitlin,
She
close your
hasn't
ears.
learned anything.
Just kidding. No, I've learned a lot from Caitlin, and I feel really grateful that I've gotten to spend 4 years with her. She just has come in since her freshman year and made everybody better around her, and I think that's what the greats do is they raise the level of competition every single day in practice. And she had goals, and I hadn't really, typically I was looking up to people who were older than me, and then, somebody younger coming in with such a, fiery mentality and wanting to win, and I just loved it. And, sometimes you don't really think about looking up to somebody who's younger than you, but I always, admired her, even since the day she stepped on campus, because I knew she wanted to win. And I would take somebody like Caitlin, who's fiery, might snap on people, over somebody who doesn't give a crap. I would take that all day. And so, yeah. And Caitlin's been there for me through so many aspects of my life, mainly off the court and on the court. And, she's just always going to have my back, and I appreciate that. And I've said this before, but I want Caitlin in my foxhole. I want her, if things go bad, I want her to be right next to me because I know she's going to have my back, and I know she's going to give 110% in whatever it is. So I do really appreciate that about her.
Hello, Lucas Tua for French television again. Question for Kathleen. For you, what are the priorities about the future and the development of women's sports?
Well, I think the first thing is it's hard to kind of think about the future when I'm in this moment right now. So I would say that's my main focus is being here, being in this moment. Obviously, I know the future is going to come very quickly within the next month. And I think for myself, I think the biggest thing, like I've said even throughout this year, is I still feel like my game can grow so much. I feel like I can still improve a lot, but like you said, I think women's sports in general are growing so much, and that's so cool. As you see, it's all over the world. Women's sports are really on the rise, whether it's women's basketball, whether it's soccer, whether it's volleyball. You can go down the line of every, women's sporting event that is growing. The attendance numbers are growing, the viewership is growing, and if I can be a small part of that, that's really special and that's really unique, and I want to do whatever I can to help move that along and help inspire young girls to maybe, dream to do whatever they want to do. And I guess that's the biggest thing is continue to, enjoy these moments and smile and inspire young people to, want to be just like us because they're going to be the next generation that keeps continuing to move this thing forward.
Holly?
Holly Rowe, ESPN. Hi. Just wondered, you've both referenced being hard on each other and helping each other raise the level of competition. I can remember when Beth yells at me to get better at my job frequently. Can you share an anecdote with us of a fight you remember or a moment you remember that's like, come on, Kate, you got to do this, or come on, Caitlin, you got to do this?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm trying to think. Summer scrimmages, me and Kate are never on the same team.
Never.
So There's a lot in summer. We always play pickup like 3 times a week in the summer, and like me and Kate are never on the same team because might be unfair for the other team. I'm just kidding, but like me and Kate get into it, and like we bicker back and forth. We don't ever punch anyone or punch each other, but like we'll go back and forth, and I think that just speaks to like how badly we want it. Like it's a summer scrimmage, really. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't matter who scores what, but like we want our teams to win that badly that it gets super competitive. And it's honestly not even just me and Kate. Like all the girls get super competitive, but I would say we're probably the 2 biggest culprits. And like it's like Kate's team versus Caitlin's team, so that's kind of how it goes. But once we like step off the court and walk down after practice is over from the practice gym, like it's all fun and games. Like we just laugh, we giggle, and I think that's the best thing about being a competitor. You can separate the 2 things, and that's what I love about Kate is like I hate when she beats me at things, and she definitely hates when I beat her at things, and that's how it should be. That's what pushes you to get better, and if you don't have that competition, I don't really know how much you're going to be able to grow and improve in your own ways.
We have time for 2 more questions. We'll go here in the front and then to Scott Dochterman.
Tanner Mounts, U92 Radio is a question for Caitlin. So I couldn't help yesterday but notice the large amount of people that wait for all of you guys to get signatures, pictures, meet you. When you look back at your time in Iowa, I know you said you're focused on the game, but with it being your last game, what do you hope your legacy has been through your 4 years here?
Well, I hope we inspired a lot of people. I hope we brought a lot of people joy, whether it's young girls, young boys, older men and women. And I think we have. I think we've touched generations across the board. And I think also you'll see our legacy, whether it's me and Kate's or whether it's the other girls in the locker room. I hope you continue to see it for years and years to come. I hope fans continue to support this program. Obviously, they have before I arrived on campus, before Kate arrived on campus, but obviously it's on a whole different level than it is now. And I hope they continue to support this program because what Coach Bluter has been able to build here has been really special. And we've been lucky enough to be a part of it and have a lot of wins with her, but there's been a lot of girls in the locker room that have contributed this year that maybe it's their first time and they're going to be here next year. So I think continuing to support them is very important, but also I hope there's a lot of young boys and girls that grow up to, play basketball, play soccer, play whatever they want, and they can say, like, the Iowa women's basketball team was the team that really inspired me to go after my goals and my dreams to do what I want to do. And because I think me and Kate would say, like, we had those people growing up, and I know for Kate, that's exactly what it was. She grew up with an Iowa women's basketball poster glued to her bedroom ceiling. That's how much she loved this program and wanted to be a part of it. So I think it's like we've got to live out our dream, and I hope at the same time we're able to inspire others to dream too.
Scott, last question.
Kind of along those same lines for both of you. Tomorrow's the last time you're walking out of Carver Hawkeye Arena with that uniform on. What's it meant to you to have that, to wear that for your duration of your career?
I feel really lucky and honored to be able to wear Iowa across my chest every single day. And it's, like Caitlin said, it was a dream of mine as a little girl to play for Coach Bluter. And to spend 6 years here, I mean, that's rare nowadays. And I mean, it just is. But I feel really lucky that I've had the opportunity. I mean, I tore my ACL my freshman year, and it just kind of led me to this moment right now. And you don't really know why you tear your ACL in the moment, but I got another year to play here with these girls right now, and I just feel super grateful. And there's just a sense of pride that you get whenever you put on your uniform, run out to 15,000 screaming fans, and my family comes to every single game, and to get to see them in the stands and then do that with your best friends every single day, I just feel extremely honored, and I could never say thank you enough to Coach Bluter and the coaching staff for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, I would say all the same. It's crazy how fast my 4 years have gone. I feel like it was just freshman year, and I was playing in front of nobody, and now we're running out to sold-out crowds, whether we're here or whether we're on the road. And I don't know if I would have been able to have the success that I do and that our team does if I wasn't playing for Coach Bluter. She's really allowed me to be myself. She's never taken anything away from me and held me back from anything. And I'm really grateful for her. I'm grateful for all our coaches, but also I've had really good teammates that have allowed me to be me too. And I wanted to play for this school because I love the state of Iowa. I love representing the state of Iowa. My family was really close. I don't think my family has missed many games in my career. And I remember running out to our first sold-out crowd, and I got the chills, and now I get to do that every single night, and that's never anything that has got old. And I don't know. I mean, it'll take a while for this to set in, of this really being my last game in Carver Hawkeye Arena. But just really grateful and thankful to our fans, the way they support women's basketball, and want the game to grow. And, you know, I know when I take off the jersey, whenever my last game is, I can, you know, hold my head high and reflect back on a lot of great memories inside this place.
All right, Kate and Caitlin, thank you very much.
Thank you.